The forest was alive, but silent. It's not the peaceful silence of nature. This was the silence before a storm. Deep inside an untouched valley, Turtwig stood alone, a small, turtle-like Pokémon with earthy green skin, a tiny tree growing from its head and bright, determined eyes. Its shell was scratched, covered with dirt and moss, proof of a life spent protecting the forest. Turtwig was not aggressive. It never had been. It was a guardian of the land, absorbing sunlight, restoring broken soil, helping plants regrow after disasters. But today, the ground beneath its feet trembled. Something pure had awakened. Something powerful, and it wasn't happy. From the heart of the meadow, a soft glow appeared. Flowers bent outward as if bowing to a divine presence. Shaymin, small, white, hedgehog-like, with green grass fur, pink flowers blooming on his body, and eyes that reflected the sky itself. A mythical Pokémon, rare, gentle, capable of purifying entire regions. Shaymin floated slightly above the grass, surrounded by swirling petals and natural energy. But this Shaymin is not calm. The land had been wounded by humans. Burned trees, poisoned soil, broken roots. Shaymin had felt every scream of the earth, and now it wanted judgment. Turtwig stepped forward slowly. It pressed its feet into the soil, drawing strength from the land itself. Vines twisted around its shell as it spoke, not with words, but with intent. This forest still lives. Let me protect it. Shaymin's eyes narrowed. Protection was no longer enough. The wind suddenly changed direction. The petals sharpened like blades. The battle began. Shaymin released Seed Flare. A massive explosion of light and plant energy ripped through the field, tearing the ground apart. Trees were pushed back as if caught in a hurricane. Turtwig was thrown into the dirt, but it didn't run. It slammed its feet into the ground and unleashed razor leaves spinning like emerald knives, cutting through the glowing storm. The forest shook. Nature was fighting nature. Turtwig used withdraw, pulling into its shell as Shaymin descended from above, slamming down with a magical leaf, each leaf tracking its target with unnatural precision. The shell cracked. Pain surged through Turtwig's body, but it stood back up, because guardians don't abandon their land. Turtwig focused. The tiny tree on its head began to glow. Roots burst from the ground, spreading outward. Energy ball formed in front of it. Dense and heavy like the planet's core, it fired. The attack struck Shaymin directly, sending it tumbling across the field, flowers scattering in the air. For a moment, silence returned. Shaymin rose, slowly, but something changed. Its form shimmered. The sky darkened. Wings of pure grass and light folded from its body. Sky followed Shaymin, faster, sharper, angrier. The gentle guardian of gratitude had become a force of natural wrath. Shaymin vanished in a flash. Turtwig barely reacted before being struck from behind. Air slash, cutting through trees and stone alike. Turtwig was slammed into a fallen trunk, breathing heavy, shell fractured, tree wilting. Still, it pushed itself forward, because if it fell, the forest would follow. Turtwig placed one hand on the soil. It remembered every seed it had nurtured, every route it had protected, every sunrise it had stood through. The ground answered. The earth rose beneath it, stabilizing its body with one final roar. Turtwig released Overgrow, its hidden power awakening. Grass exploded upward, restoring broken land instantly. The forest itself stood behind Turtwig. Shaymin stopped midair. For the first time, hesitation. It felt the land healing, not being punished. The wind softened. The petals slowed. Shaymin descended. The sky's falm faded. The battle ended without a final blow. Shaymin looked at the restored forest. Turtwig. The message was clear. Destruction wasn't the answer. Shaymin floated closer and released a gentle wave of energy. Flowers bloomed again. The air cleared. Turtwig collapsed, exhausted but alive. The forest breathed once more. That day, the world learned something important. Not all battles are meant to be won. Some are meant to be understood. And when Turtwig stood against Shaymin, it wasn't strength that saved the land. It was loyalty.